The construction and property industry in Kenya has slowed down significantly due to the coronavirus pandemic. Housing prices have fallen by at least 30%, while tenants are now more than ever before negotiating for lower rent. Patrick Igunza has the details of an industry that is nearly crumbling under the weight of the coronavirus pandemic.
With the stay-at-home measures in force, property viewing in the country is not happening as usual. And for the few who really have to make site visits, well, caution is a must. Experts now say that the sector has suffered a great deal from the COVID-19 pandemic.
What has happened in the residential sector, of course, the buying activity has collapsed. Nobody's buying property at the moment, quite apart from the fact that the deeds office is closed anyway, so you couldn't transfer a title even if you had someone prepared to pay for it. So at the moment, that activity has fallen off a cliff.
For Knight Frank, they have been forced to shift online to lure prospective clients, if any.
But we've seen a lot of social media activity, people looking at houses, sitting at home on their iPads, on their phones, on their devices. So a lot of activity online, but the actual transactions themselves are down.
And that's because many prospecting buyers have suffered from salary reductions or even job losses. Given the wait-and-see approach being adopted by many potential buyers, transaction levels are expected to fall even more. And now businesses are being advised to innovate to remain afloat.
One of the things that we have done is that we are encouraging self-drive tours. So you'll come to site, you're safely in your vehicle, and I will drive you around, or rather you will follow me in your vehicle. How about the workers who are coming to site on a daily basis for construction? So we are screening them as they walk in and constantly ensuring that they are sanitized every so often.
At Tatu City, the mixed-use urban development, this has been a wake-up call. Reducing the workforce without stopping the work is their approach.
Whereas we could notice that there could be a slowdown in provision of infrastructure in other developments, for us, it has reawakened our need to ensure that we have provided the necessary infrastructure to allow people to continue to build.
A similar effect is being felt across the retail and commercial property sectors. Foot traffic in most malls is said to have dropped by more than half to 40% since the first coronavirus case was reported in Kenya.
What we've seen as a result of that is people going to the anchor tenant and buying their daily goods and then leaving again. Rather than dwell time, the restaurants are closed, people are not hanging around in the malls, spending money.
In its recent market outlook report, Knight Frank says it expects a significant slowdown in office space take-up in Q2 of 2020 due to the COVID-19 disruptions. So, has this situation affected property prices?
What we've seen for definite is the rental discounts and the rental reductions of all 30% or even above. But for price offers, we haven't seen. But it's not to mean that there isn't any developer that is giving out price offers.
A real estate agent intimates that the asking price for a particular 3-bedroom house plus a 7-quarter in Kilimani has reduced by 3 million shillings to 19 million shillings. A townhouse located in Lavington is now going for 50 million shillings from the 60 million shillings it attracted a while back, while a 16.5 million shillings apartment in Kilimani is now asking for 14 million shillings. Now, it is Warren Buffett who once said that it is wise for an investor to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy when they are fearful. Despite the effects that the coronavirus is having on the country's property market, experts are saying that this might just be the right time for those with financial muscle to actually invest.
For those people who are lucky and they have enough cash, then I would assume this is the best time to buy a property because it means the buyers have bargaining power. A lot of developers, any business right now is desperate to make any income they can make.
All in all, striving to survive should be the goal here. The survival is by developers, agents, buyers and tenants alike.
How do these stakeholders ensure that that relationship of theirs is not broken?
I think the most important thing is negotiation. negotiation, you have to understand each other's position. And so if you're a tenant, you have to understand the landlord's position. The landlord has to understand the tenant's position.
On the large part, people are honoring their commitments, but we are still able to have conversations with those who, for one reason or the other, may require an extension of sorts.
And that's the new reality in Kenya's realty space. Patrick, Igunza, Citizen TV.